Grande guerreiro chinês? Poderia sim. Yay!
All right, welcome back, everybody. Baba Yaga, Witch of the Woods, is finally making her way onto the battleground, and I've still got AJ and Pond to break things down with me. All right, guys, before we get into it, Baba Yaga, who is she, and how did she make her way onto the battleground?
So yeah, Baba Yaga is a very interesting character. Her stories kind of lead her to be this very chaotic character that sometimes she's going to help you out and sometimes she's not going to help you out. Sometimes she's just going to outright hurt you or eat you if you come to her cabin uninvited. But she never really interferes unless people come to see her first. And that's something we want to kind of bring into Smite as a whole, where she's this chaotic figure that brings kind of these random elements to the game, but she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's in control of. She has kind of this understanding of this grand plan that just other people don't have insight into.
And she's just a really interesting and unique character for the game. Really excited to be bringing her. The community feedback was a huge part of getting Baba on the schedule, and now she's finally here for real. Look at how cool and creepy she is.
Não esqueça de deixar o seu like.
She's gonna be riding in her mortar and her pestle. She's just got all of the iconic Baba things, and we're just so excited.
Esse cara tá vivo?
Taking a look at her card
Eu?
here, AJ, earlier you said she was going to be ugly and gangly, and she is definitely that.
I hope everybody is happy. I mean, you know, we really want to make our players happy with each God's release. That is our goal. And I love how she turned out. She looks really cool and creepy and scary. And she's just kind of a little wacky too. And she's
E aí,
right on
meus
the line of
trutas,
creepy and wacky.
boa
And
tarde,
that's a
seja
difficult
bem-vindo.
spot to go for. And I think our art team and design team was just on point, though.
Esse vai ser o card, sim. Bem provável que seja o card, já que eles estão mostrando ali, né? E a gente não viu ainda a aparência dentro do jogo. Mas é essa daí mesmo, é o card principal dela. Não tem por que eles mostrarem isso se é outra coisa.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to see her in game, so I'm pretty sure we have that ready for you guys. Oh, and look at
Agora nós temos ela dentro do jogo.
Yep, she is definitely interesting. Should I just fire off a whole bunch of things?
Yeah, Pon, you've got the floor.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, mas tá bem lagado o jogo deles. Tá legal, né? Tá legal.
Oh, there it is.
É, ela sobe na casa e joga coisas na galera.
Oh my goodness. So there is definitely a lot going on. So let's go ahead and start things off with the passive. We couldn't have Baba Yaga without her creeping cabin. So what's going on with the passive, guys?
Yeah, so her passive is, of course, her cabin, her hut. It's the thing she lives in. It has the chicken feet. You can see there it's kind of like roosting and getting ready to kind of go into the ground. And we wanted to let this be a persistent thing on the battlefield that kind of followed her around. Like, kind of creeps along the battlefield.
Poderiam lançar algum grande guerreiro chinês? Poderiam sim, Fábio Fernandes. Poderiam sim. Com certeza. Quanto mais personagem, melhor pro jogo.
You know, he's like pops up and is like, "Oh, don't leave me."
And the goal of this is basically as it's running around the map, it's accumulating essence for Baba Yaga. So it's not just kind of idling around. You can see on the passive meter that purple bar there. If I were to get hurt, so real quick, hit me with...
Visualmente eu achei legal. Vamos ver agora a funcionalidade do personagem, né? Como que ele vai ser.
We're filming this from home because we're still doing that, and you know, thank you everyone for bearing with us as we try some new things.
You can see as I take damage, that energy kind of drains, and I get some health back, which is part of the passive. So it's basically like a mini fountain for Baba Yaga herself.
É eslava a
it's not
mitologia.
just a fountain, so you can
it's
see
a home away from home, would you say?
Yes, it's definitely that. You can see as
A casa vai indo atrás dela, a cabana.
It has an extra component there that might change how you build Baba Yaga. So I'm going to quickly back.
A casa vai mostrar pro inimigo onde ela vai estar. Então, achei meio estranho, né? Mas eu acho que sim.
So I'm gonna approach the cabin. It should be running towards me. Yep, there it is.
Mas de certa forma não causa muito problema, porque não é um personagem 100% stealth, né? É mago Mary. E também tem a questão de vigia e campo de visão, então não tem muito problema não.
This will actually convert that energy into stacks that item. The amount of energy it takes scales off the stack count, so you can't just get 10 stacks of Hide of the Urchin for free.
Right, the tougher ones.
Yeah, so you can see I'm getting pretty good stacks of Warlock Staff, but it would take nearly a full energy bar to get a stack of Karen's coin, for example, Karan's coin.
Right.
Yep. And so if you don't have any stacking items or you're hurt, it'll actually use a heal instead. So you can use this in multiple different ways.
Okay, so Baba Yaga is a mage, by the way.
Yes.
And her passive is the Creeping Cabin, which has this really unique pet type of mechanics where you can't really control exactly
Passiva dela é a
where it runs.
cabana.
It also gets startled by enemies, right?
Yeah, so I can actually run it to these Odin bots.
And if you get near it,
Eles tinham falado que ela ia ter recurso de estacar mais rápido, né?
It'll try to heal you. Does it do anything else?
So you can see when it gets near this Odin real quick, right?
Então a cabana vai pegando recursos para ela, ela vai estacando ali, ó.
You can see I'm getting quite like a lot more Warlock staff stacks because enemies are nearby because it's draining essence from them. They're getting a small power reduction for this.
Okay, so they get a little debuff and you gain stacks. But yeah, being near 2 gods for this long is like pretty
A questão é, se você tiver com 2 itens de stack, será que ele
stacks.
estaca os dois ao mesmo tempo? Salve, Paula, beleza?
Oh, there he goes. Oh no.
Yeah, it didn't like that I spawned something on top of it.
Yeah, it was a little confused with the spawn.
If an enemy gets too close, it's just gonna run away. So enemies have ways of like, if this is getting in people's ways, or if they're draining essence, they want to get rid of it, they can just run to it and the cabin gets startled and runs.
Será que a cabana toma dano? Eu acho que
Go
não.
through her abilities next. You can see them across the bottom. Those are some temp icons. You'll see a few other temp assets in here. You know,
Tem build de Mulan, no canal, depois dá uma olhada.
A few things are going to be streaming in throughout PTS, so yeah, let's see ability 1. It looks very interesting.
É maga, é maga. Não, de Mulan no aplicativo ainda não tem, mas eu vou fazer.
You can see that this targeter is different than maybe when I used it before. It's a kind of like a right L shape, and it has some kind of frosty effects. When I fire this, the projectile is going to travel that path. And you can see my passive meter is now changed to kind of a purple L with an X, and this is actually a silence field.
Não, a cabana é a passiva dela, o Fábio Fernandes. Ela vai usar a cabana de fato na Ultimate, mas a cabana é a passiva dela. Sim, a gente tem um aplicativo de build chamado Smite Brasil Builds lá na Play Store.
Yep, right L protection.
Just like my weekend.
There you go. Now you have a different shape.
Yes, a circle.
Vocês viram que tem efeitos diferentes, né?
That is a slow field. Yeah, oval.
Right. So this is one of the most unique random effects in all of Smite. And as you mentioned on the intro, kind of Baba's personality, we kind of interpreted as chaotic, and that's where we translated that into these chaotic spells.
Yep. And you can see that there's a slow field and a silence field which debuff your enemies, but there's also these protection and movement speed fields that if we can get them to roll. See, here's a protection field. When I stand inside of it, as an ally,
o que a cabana faz? Não entendi. A cabana, ela é a passiva dela, ela ajuda ela de algumas formas diferentes. Eu não vou poder te explicar agora exatamente, porque eu também estou vendo pela primeira vez, mas depois que eu tiver tudo escrito direitinho, assim, eu vou poder falar com certeza o que realmente é feito, entendeu?
Like for example, like normally like this is about 55 range, you wouldn't be able to hit this Odin. If you aim it to the right, and you mess around with that shape a little bit, you get some extra range. And so learning these shapes is going to be a very interesting part of it.
I gotta say, in playtesting, that is like one of the most fun things to do with her. You're like aiming off to the side, and the opponent's like, oh, okay, no problem. And then it just takes a right turn at you. You gotta always be on your toes. And I love how Baba always knows what she's gonna cast next. Yes. So she can always be prepared.
Passiva dela ganha stack de itens. Ela farma stacks com maior facilidade por causa da cabana.
The randomness and the chaotic nature of Baba Yaga.
Sim, podia ter personagem com roubo de mana, né?
Speaking of randomness, let's go ahead and move into Baba's next.
Se usar não tem ataque básico, não. Não tem ataque básico?
Yeah. So Baba's brew lets her actually use her mortar and pestle to craft a potion. And the ingredients that she throws in the
segredo da cabana. Vamos deixar o like. Chegando a 500 likes, eu vou fazer o cosplay de eu mesmo.
2 dragon scales and 1 wolf tooth, which is basically each ingredient's going to empower this potion in a different way. So you can see when I throw that potion, it goes out, explodes, and it's going to deal damage. For each red ingredient or Eye of Newt, it's going to increase the damage.
Estoca mais rápido.
For each scale of dragon, it's going to add a slow to it. And this slow will stack an intensity per ingredient. And for each green ingredient or wolf tooth, you actually get a
cosplay de
power reduction and attack speed slow.
Vai rolar Bleeding Edge hoje? Eu não sei se hoje vai dar pra jogar Bleeding Edge. Cosplay de vaguinho, cosplay de Thor noivo.
Amplified a little bit by a red ingredient. and this is going to heavily slow that over.
Pelo que eu tô vendo, a cada habilidade usada, o bônus que a cabana dá muda. Pra cada skill da Baba Yaga, o buff diferente parece um ícone em cima da cabana.
So you can see I brew these potions and I get these different ingredients.
Ó, tá ali a
When I play around with
poção
these different ingredients, I'm going to apply different
verdinha.
debuffs or deal more damage based off what I get.
A roxinha.
You can be like, hey, this potion is pretty good. I might want to save it for later. I don't really have a use for it right now. You right click or you cancel it or you refire the ability, and now it's in your consumable slot. And you can see here this is a temp icon.
Yes,
Nossa, ela é bem difícil de se jogar,
Again,
tá?
we're working from home, we're trying to get all
Cosplay de
this
Daniel
so
Molo.
you get to play with it.
É
If I
bem
go for that, but you can
difícil
see
de
I
se
have this
jogar,
potion in my
cara.
consumable slot. If I use it, it pops right back out, and I can use it again.
That is so cool. So she can pocket it and save it for later.
Correct.
which actually lets her. You can only pocket one potion at a time.
Ela entra no,
Then you
no
can,
meio do
essentially in
mês.
the future, you can pocket one, and then wait
Qual o
until
teu
your
mascote
cooldown is
preferido,
up,
o Argus
throw the
ou
one
essa
from your pocket,
cabana?
and throw the
Ah,
one
o
you
Argus
grew
ainda é
back
um
to
cara
back,
muito
which is a
foda,
pretty
né?
strong power play.
Mas não sei,
Yep, and
sei,
you can
vamos
see I
ver.
have a potion out right now, and I also have a potion in my consumable slot. I can swap between them at will, so I can just bring out the one that suits the
Nossa,
situation.
tem umas combinações
I
ali
can
meio
throw one out,
complicadas de
pop
se
another one,
fazer,
throw it
cara.
out. So there's a lot of flexibility in this
Só
game.
jogando mesmo pra
A lot of learning and a
saber,
lot
pra
of
saber
practice.
como é
Like when
que
you learn
realmente
to
vai
not
funcionar,
just
porque
quick throw, when you get one of those super slow potions, save that for when you're in
tem
trouble,
algumas
or when you get one of
coisas
those super damaged ones,
difíceis
save that for
ali
when
de
you
fazer
really need it.
combinações
That
e
is how you
tal.
go from a good
Difíceis
Baba
assim,
player
em
to a
questão de
great
mecânica, né?
So you
Não é
can see,
questão de você
cabin
saber
blue.
o
He got his
fazer,
paths
não.
around a little
Mas
randomly, which is
mecânica
also intentional
mesmo.
too,
Tem que ter
right?
muita habilidade
Yes,
pra poder
he has
fazer a
some
coisa
random
certa no
pathing
momento que
because
você quer
when you
fazer.
walk around the map, it's going to follow you, so it might give some information to your opponents. It has some random elements there, and you can see it kind of triggered there, so that you don't always know where the cabin is kind of.
Sejam bem-vindos, pessoal que tá se inscrevendo no canal aí. Tem sorteio hoje, tá?
Yep. So you can see now I have another potion I can cast. I brew one. I'm going to use the other one that I had stored. I'm going to throw that one, and bring this one out, throw that one. So that's how this ability functions. You get a whole bunch of random ingredients. You find a potion that you think you're going to need for later. So let's say you get a 5 damage potion.
Ela
Now,
tem
I have to save
escape?
this for the team
Tem.
fight, right?
Pelo que eles
You can
mostraram
pop
ali, ela
that one
tem.
and save it for that team fight when it occurs.
Definitely.
Man, I just have the
loving
biggest
this.
smile
Ela tem
on
uma
my
coisa
face
parecida
already.
com o
For sure,
Diamond.
yeah. I'm loving this recurring
Só que eu não
thing
sei
of,
se
like, the
fica
randomness.
invisível
Baba
exatamente,
Yaga
não.
always knows what's about to happen, but her enemies might not necessarily know. That's super cool.
Well, they can see her holding the potion, right? So you can get an idea for what type of potion she's got. If you see a whole bunch of red or a whole bunch of blue,
Cadê
you
o
might
ataque
know what
básico? Não
to play around
usaram.
it.
Yeah, and as it's
But-
traveling towards, you can see that the colors that are swirling around it are indicative of the ingredients that are inside of it.
Yeah, the projectile itself
Como ela entra na
looks really
cabana
good.
sendo desse tamanho.
And also the
XP.
potion color changes. So you can
Isso é
see
pra qualquer
here,
plataforma o
the potion
sorteio.
itself right now is blue, and when I throw it, it's going to have a blue bit of explosion in it to signify that was a majority blue potion or majority red.
Eu não vi o ataque
So there's some
básico.
definitely other tells that exist.
So there's like what,
in the
4
particle
potion
effects.
colors, right? One majority
Yeah.
for each color.
Eu não
and
vi
then
o
there's
ataque
the
básico.
split one.
Yeah, and so this one was a blue. I'm going to throw this one. See if I can brew a neutral one. So yeah, here's the neutral one, which has no majority ingredient.
The
And so you can
2-2-1.
see, yeah, 2-2-1. It has most colors in here, and when I throw it, it has a bit of a more kind of colorful emissive.
É, só tem 2 tipos de estoque
Well,
pra
this kid is really
dano e
taking us
mago,
into the stratosphere
exatamente.
already, but we gotta blast off even further, right, Pond?
Não, ela
Let's
tem
do it.
ataque básico, mas eu não vi eles usando. Eu
So
tava
the
lendo o
third
chat
ability
ou
is
alguma coisa
blast
assim.
off. Baba Yaga
O
goes
PTS eu
into
acho que vem
mortar
final de
protection.
semana.
So let's say you're in the middle of a team fight and you're about to
Ali,
get
ó.
Kraken.
Aí,
You can
isso
jump
daí é o
into mortar
escape dela,
protection,
entendeu?
and then while
Eu
you're
acho que ela
outside, Baba
não
Yaga
fica
builds up
invisível
magic
ali,
that
né?
explodes, sending her flying off in a direction.
Vocês vão ver o
Or
caldeirão
damaging
dela e vai
people that are
explodir ali
nearby,
na
right?
área.
Yeah, this ability is so fun to use as kind of a risky damage
Ela não
ability
fica
where you kind of
invisível.
dive in
É
with
só
the-
o
with the
caldeirão
warm-up
mesmo.
and
Mas
then
será que ela
turn and
toma
burst yourself
dano
out.
dentro do caldeirão?
It's so wacky.
It's a really unique movement ability. It gives her a strong
Os pontos espectadores pegam por plataforma específica ou assistindo campeonatos? Acho que por plataforma mesmo. Acho que não precisa ser esse campeonato, não.
Silences, cripples.
Yes, she has knockback protection.
Ela
Which
é
is the only
mago.
protection she has. So yeah, so if I get stunned here, if I get crippled, or if I get silenced, it's going to end the effect. And I won't
and
have
put it
use-
on cooldown.
Correct, and put on cooldown. So there's counterplay to this ability. Baba Yaga has
Falou
to be
na
careful
Rosa,
with
até mais, obrigado
how
pela
she's using
presença.
this ability to make sure that she's not stunned out in a bad spot.
Right, the other day I was playtesting Baba and I got ganked by a Kali and I tried to quick blast off and Kali just stunned me out of it. And I was like, uh-oh, bad timing. So you really have to be a little careful when you're going to fire this and be very aware of your matchups when you're playing Baba.
Yep, really cool
Yeah.
stuff going on. This
That
ability
ability-
also feels
É, só
really
com
good
PTS pra
because you get a
testar.
little bit of a movement speed boost when you first enter it because you're jumping into the mortar, and that helps you like maybe close the distance to get in range for damage or juke a little bit. So there's a lot of like small subtle things on this ability to help it feel really good to use as well.
It just fits her tone and her theme really well too, because you know we've talked a little bit of creepy. And
Eu
a
não
little bit
vi,
of wacky,
aí, eu
but this
tava lendo
ability is just
comentário.
straight fun, which I love to see.
For sure.
Eu
And
quero ver o ataque
speaking of tone
básico.
and her character as a whole, like I
Se
said
ela tomar
earlier,
stun, a
you can't have
habilidade
Baba Yaga
cancela.
without her home sweet home. So let's talk about the
Sorteio
ultimate.
depois dessa
Yeah, so this is where we
apresentação
finally
aqui.
get to bring the cabin more directly into the fight.
Não, ela
Baba
tem ataque
Yaga
básico,
calls
galera.
down
Ela
her
tem.
cabin,
É porque eles não
it
estão usando
crashes
mesmo, eles
down
estão
on her
mostrando as
top,
habilidades, que é a
press away,
parte mais
G+.
complexa do
We'll show
personagem,
that
né?
off first real quick. So I call it
E agora a
down,
ultimate dela, que ela sobe
set
na cabana.
notify back a little bit. And now I'm inside the
Aquilo ali é o
cabin, and Baba
temporizador,
Yaga is
né?
in this cabin brewing up some witchfire magic. And this witchfire magic, when thrown, explodes on the target area that it hits, as well as it leaves a fire patch on the ground that creeps after enemies. So you can see here, I'm in here, I get 4 shots of this witchfire, and if I throw it, lands, explodes, and it also chases opponents down.
Oh, that's awesome.
So not only when it first fires is it going to deal some pretty impressive damage, but if you get people stuck in it, if they're CC'd, or if they just can't get away, they're going to take continual burning damage from this effect.
Now
LOL.
Baba is fully attackable and vulnerable while she's in the cabin. She
Mano,
just
você vai
needs a
fazer uma
little bit of a
lança do
health shield
sábio
there.
pra ela, velho.
She gets a small health shield to indicate the cabin's providing her some extra protection, but she's CC immune, but she can be
Jeez.
entirely damaged. She can be killed in this state. So she has to be a little bit careful when she's playing with
Lol.
this ability, because if she just jumps into the enemy team and they burn her down, she can definitely be killed.
And you can see a little bit of there of the cabin jumping around a little on outro. We're definitely aware of that, still working toward it for PTS, but this
Tá, vamos
ability is a
usar
really
lança
cool
do
mage
sábio.
ultimate. It lets you put out a lot of damage, but if your
Gema de
opponents
isolamento
are
também
really
vai ser
aware of it
legalzinho
coming,
nela, né?
they can avoid it pretty easily, but if you flank a fight and
Pingente
throw
de
this into a pile
Cronos.
of enemies and they are not paying attention,
Sorteio do
they end
Instagram,
up
tá
letting those
rolando.
stacks, those different witchfire deployables pile up on them. They start taking damage from all of them individually all at once. You can put out an absurd amount of damage really quickly if you place this and time this correctly.
Yeah, I think we worked out the damage to be something around, like, Anubis ult, if you were to be hit by every single one and stand in it for every single tick.
Será que ela
you
fica
can
imune a
take
dano na
serious
ult?
damage.
Bancroft
Enemies
não,
will have
porra,
movement
Bancroft
abilities to
que
get out of it,
isso.
and there's a
pretty
long
rare.
time, right?
Tira
Like,
essa Bancroft
the amount of
daí.
time in between each shot is relatively significant. I can't just spam fire it super fast. So it's unlikely that you're going to get all the damage out, but in the middle of a
Eu tô
giant
pensando uma
teamfight
coisa
where there's 5
aqui.
people we could potentially
Será
win,
que ela ganha
you're
estoque
putting out a lot
também
of damage in that fight.
And
na
just
gema
shout
de
out to the
almas?
animation team, you could actually see Baba with like some kind
Será
of
que a gema de
cartoony
almas
proportions,
dela
like,
estoca
reaching out
assim,
of the
tipo, do
windows and
nada?
chimney and stuff to throw these fireballs out the front door. It is
Yep.
like, it's so fun. And we got a little bit of this a feel for this ability in that amazing cinematic trailer we made before
For
we
sure.
started the Baba.
Sirius,
stuff,
ela não
right? How
fica
awesome
imune a
is
dano
that?
não, mas ela ganha escudo. É verdade, ela
That
ganha
cinematic
escudo ali,
is
ó.
so cool.
Yeah,
We
I
were
Será que a
watching,
gema
like,
de
little
almas
pieces of it come in over
estoca?
time, and I was like, this is
Mesmo sem causar dano?
Yeah, it was so awesome. So Baba Yaga is our next mage hitting the battleground. Are you guys thinking she's gonna stick to that traditional mid role, or do you think she's gonna be able to flex anywhere else?
I think she definitely has potential to be a strong mid laner.
Provavelmente ela vai ganhar, mas vão
vão
tirar, igual a Malha Mística na era. Tô sorteando atualmente a skin da Sked e um passe de batalha no Instagram, e daqui a pouco eu vou fazer o sorteio do passe de batalha aqui também na live stream, mais um passe.
Ooh, awesome. Well, we've covered all the abilities. Let's take a second and listen to Baba Yaga's voice back.
Oh, wondrous. You sure are. Something.
Esse couro de ouriço também deve estocar mais rápido, né, Dubs?
Baba knows
Pode
best,
ser.
dearie. Disturbing a Baba Yaga while she is resting. Oh, not how I would choose to leave this world. But suit yourself.
Tons of character
That
there.
taunt animation
I
was
know.
amazing.
I was about to say, like, the character that she brings
Como
along
funciona o
with
sorteio
this
do
voice
Insta?
line.
Exclamação
Oh,
passe,
it's
você
so
vai
good.
pegar o post, vai entrar lá,
I
o post tá
really like
explicando
how we got
direitinho o
this
que tem que
kind of
fazer.
creepy old lady voice, but we
Como
got a
vai
little bit of that
ficar
Slavic
sabendo
accent
do
in there
Insta?
too,
O
so
do
you
Insta
get
eu
a
vou
good
criar
feel
um
for her
post
cultural
gravando
background.
o
It's
sorteio
awesome. Oh, and the recall,
enquanto eu
just
estiver fazendo o
drop,
sorteio aqui ao
as soon as
vivo, eu vou
that
gravar o
drop hits,
sorteio
it's
do
like,
Insta e
poof,
vou
she's
postar lá
gone.
no Insta, e aí eu vou
Like
mandar
the
pro vencedor,
mortar and
entendeu?
pestle working itself, that's some classic witchcraft.
Yeah.
The animation team did a great job on this character.
Yeah,
Teve
there's a
nerf na
lot
Mulan
of,
não,
like,
teve
more
buff.
flavor bits. Like, I don't know if people were noticing
É, a voz
earlier
podia
on
ser mais
where
velha, né?
occasionally
Verdade.
she'd reach out and
Não, o
grab
sorteio de
this
Sked ainda
butterfly
não
and just
acabou.
shove it into her mortar and start grinding it up.
Just mash it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we saw it a few times throughout the video today. So of course, when you're expecting it, you don't see it, but when you never know. it'll show up at any time. But we definitely saw it a few times, and I'm sure
O sorteio do passe no YouTube eu já vou fazer e eu vou explicar pra
For
vocês
sure.
como vai
All right,
funcionar.
and while we've got you here, Pond, let's take a look at the recolors for Baba Yaga.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have 2 different recolors. We have the one you can purchase.
É dublar Baba Yaga,
Primeira,
seus voa.
And then we have, which is this one, the green one.
Nice.
Yep, so you get
E a lojinha em
color
breve,
theme
em
to it,
breve.
as well as if I go to the cabin,
Mexeram no
which I
rabo,
kind of
bufaram
left
ele.
behind, it's
The house
making its
changes
way.
colors.
O que achou dela até o momento? Achei legal, achei o conceito do personagem muito bacana.
There is sometimes
É,
in the middle
eu
of the
preciso
jungle
jogar
and,
com
like,
ela,
the middle of the fog,
desesperadamente.
you just don't see it, and all of a sudden,
O
like,
rework do
I
Loki eu
appear
vou
in
mostrar no
the
meio do
fog,
ano.
it's
Você
genuinely
só tem essa
creepy.
camisa? Não, eu vou tomar banho daqui a pouco, vou trocar
There's
de
some green,
camisa. Essa
more
daqui é que
green
eu
highlights
coloquei
on it.
ontem
Okay,
quando eu
so
tomei
the
banho,
cabin
né?
changes colors too. That is amazing.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, there's the butterfly. She was just about
Yep.
to grab it.
I moved. I interrupted
Yeah.
it.
You,
So we also got the other one as well, right?
the season ticket,
Ela vai jogar bem na
Or Season
Jungle?
Pass
Não
2020,
sei.
yeah.
season pass.
Eu acho que ela é um bom personagem de
You get the
lane
guys
cabin
don't
out of the
remember-
ground. It doesn't like being
e,
spawned in the way
e,
that
e
Não.
teamfight.
And it's
Bufaram
nice
a
orange
3
red
dele agora, além de curada,
So
aumenta
every
o
God
poder
Force this year is
do
gonna get
aliado.
an additional limited recolor as a part
Pode
of the
comentar
season
quantas
pass,
vezes
and this
quiser
one
no
for Baba
Instagram.
Yaga, which is really awesome.
And then of course we also have our mastery skins, right?
Oh yeah, and these are gonna launch with Baba Yaga. I know we started that trend, and I know players really appreciate it.
Streamlabs tá fludando tudo.
Also,
No.
one thing that I didn't get to show off, and it looks a little bit weird because I'm switch classing the way that I am. When you first spawn, the hut actually spawns in front of you. So it'll
Não, o
actually
do
have a
Insta,
little
o
bit
do
of-
Insta não
it'll be
precisa
in
ser
front of
agora,
where you
não,
spawn.
porque eu vou esperar até o final da live pra poder fazer ele,
Looks so
pra ter
good.
mais gente participando, entendeu? O do Insta
Now,
pode
you
ficar
know, people
tranquilo
were
que
talking about
não
it,
precisa estar
but
assistindo
I
a
don't know
live
if anyone
stream.
quite figured it out about the little teaser spoiler we did for Baba Yaga.
E aí, Lord
Well,
Stone,
now that
imagina
you
as
see her
ideias de
using all
skin
these
pra ela,
potions,
principalmente
maybe
no
they get it,
caldeirão e
but
na
actually, it
casa.
was a really rare chance to trigger her laugh.
Eles vão
when
poder
you
fazer uma
drink a
casa
potion.
decorada de Natal,
Yes.
com
A lot of people thought
pisca-pisca,
it
um
was
monte de
different
coisa
maps
ali.
or stuff like that. I don't know if anyone actually connected it. It has to do with drinking a potion.
Yeah, I don't think anyone connected the dots. That was a really fun teaser, and I know people were like,
500
"I hear Baba
pessoas na
Yaga
live.
every
Imagina se eu
game,
tivesse
I don't know where
todos
it's coming
os
from,
dias
and I'm getting
500
freaked out."
pessoas assistindo a
Yeah.
live stream, cara.
I also love the
Porra.
coloration on the mortar
Ia
and
ser
pestle.
foda.
Oh,
Just
the
looks
black
so
and
good.
gold. Legendaries are always my favorite. Black and
Mas em
gold
breve
is
nós
such a powerful
teremos.
color combo.
Quando eu estiver jogando
Even on the gods that have
Free
diamond, I
Fire.
tend to use
E aí,
these.
Samira, beleza? A live vai até que horas? Hoje ela vai infinita.
Nice.
Eu não vou fechar a live, eu vou só fazer uma pausa pra tomar um banho, tomar um café e vou voltar pra live
she's got a
stream.
house made
Pra
out
gente
of
fazer
diamonds,
mais
right?
sorteios
She's rich,
bonitos e gostosos.
So cool. And I mean,
Será que vai se tocar a moeda do Caronte? É
There's so many like
verdade.
little details on it, from like the weather vane and like the chimney.
Mudaram a
to,
jungle?
like, this
Não.
little side area and like the kind of like pottery and like the bones on the actual wooden fence parts. Like there's just so much.
Valeu,
to this
Vinícius.
Yeah,
It's
and,
living, breathing character, really.
cabin. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
literally breathing.
it is so cool. Yeah, our entire concept team.
Já
and
sou
our
meio
team
Baba
really
Yaga.
filled with this character.
Será?
Feel, you know, like it has its own personality in game, and like it's.
O que tu achou da nova
fighting
deusa? Eu
itself.
achei legal o concept, eu achei interessante as habilidades. Eu ainda preciso jogar com ela pra
Yeah,
ver o
sounds
que
Baba
que ela
Yaga.
tem
I'm
de
sure
ponto
people are
forte